Hi everyone, it's Kathy with Kathy Stampin' World, and it is a Funfold Friday once again. I apologize if you tuned in this morning to look for the Funfold because it is definitely afternoon and late afternoon at that while I am recording. I'm so sorry. But I do have a great fold for you today. I hope wherever you are, you're staying dry and safe. I know we are feeling the remnants of the hurricane. But I hope all of you that were actually in the direct path are doing well and, like I said, are very safe. So today I have a card that hopefully will cheer everyone. I am going back and I am using one of my favorite sets out of the annual catalog. Before we get started though, of course, let's take care of that business. If you would like all the dimensions and the directions in a PDF format, all you have to do is subscribe to my newsletter, and you can do that by going to the website that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Once you go there, you'll get an additional tutorial, and then you'll get my Funfold tutorials every week following the Friday of that week. Plus you'll get all the updates and newses and all that kind of stuff. And I am finally getting together an online card club that I am going to start advertising next week. So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to put that out there for you guys. So that'll be coming out next week. All right. Having said that, please make sure you let me know where you're listening from, because I always like to know that. And if you don't already follow Kathy Stampin' World on Facebook or YouTube, please give me a follow and a like, and we can be friends. I'd love to help you out with all your stamping needs. So going from there, a reminder, if it is still September when you are seeing this, and if you decide you would like to place an order of Stampin' Up! Merchandise, if you go to my website at kathyalt.stampinup.net and use the host code that is right there, and place a $40 order, you are going to get a goodie bag full of little treats from the current holiday mini catalog, so you can sample some of the goodies that are in that catalog. All right, so having that, we are done with business. Let's get on to the Funfold. Let me swap this out, get rid of all of this stuff right here. I'm going to hide all of this. We don't need any of that right now. Okay, let's get moving with this one. So you can see the stamp set that I chose. This is the Hearts and Hugs bundle. If you haven't given that annual catalog a look lately, go back. I bet you've missed some things. Stampin' Up! Has a good way of teasing us with new stuff, and we forget that some other stuff is still in that catalog that we've forgotten about. Now, the Hearts and Hugs, I just love it because probably my favorite thing is sending a big hug so it's there when you need it. That's what I'm going to be using today. We're going to be using the walruses, and what I like best is this buckle card that we are going to do today. Is easy. It's not going to take us long, but you need the right thing to make an opening in your card, and it just so happens that I didn't want to use my craft knife. You could do it with a craft knife. This particular die set actually has something that I can use for my opening, and so this set is going to work very well. Also, I use this to cut out my my walruses, and I'm also using the little flowers here. So you'll see those appear later on in the video. Okay, so let's get on with making the card. Okay, first thing you need to know is you're going to need to have a piece of cardstock, 4 1/4 by 8 3/4. Okay, then you're going to come in and you're going to score that at 5 1/2. Not a lot of scoring on this one. I'm going to go ahead and fold that, and then I've got a piece here that's 2 3/4 by 8 1/2, and I am going to score that at 4 1/4. And that is all of the scoring that I need to do today. Alrighty, I'm going to get rid of my scoring tool, And the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to bring out some DSP. And this is just our not our in colors, our brights. And this is the Azure. And I'm going to place it right in there. And I think we're going to use the Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to make sure I seal it all the way around. So I'm going to do some lines across, a little overkill on the adhesive there. And you can do this with any kind of stamp set. This would make a cool Christmas card. Maybe I'll make one of those and put it up on the site too so you can see that later. Okay, so this is what I've done here. Next thing I want to do is I want to make my opening for my buckle. Now my buckle is actually going to be the card itself. So I want to decide where that is going to best fit. This piece is going to slide right into that opening. So I want to position this opening so that the card is actually going to kind of slide in and under the far side. So I'm looking at this thinking, okay, I think if I do it there, that I am going to want to have my die opening about there. Okay, so I am going to take that out now, and I want to place my Post-it note right over top of that so that it is straight, centered, and doesn't move. Okay, then we're going to bring up the Stampin' Cut machine, and y'all know how good I am at doing this underneath a camera. I am not, so you know, bear with me. We are going to place that on there and just run that through our Stampin' Cut machine. There we go. All right. And now, to take that off, we have our opening for our buckle card. And honestly, folks, that's as complicated as this card gets. You can use that on another card. That's kind of cute. I have to set that aside. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to just do some layering in here. And that will be... we'll put that aside for just a moment. Let's get a little decorating going, shall we? Okay, so I've got this card. I'm opening to the left, as you can see. We're going to come in with, I've got some Azure, and I've got some daffodil. I think we'll start with a little daffodil, perhaps. And remember, when you are using your blending brushes, you just want to come in and I want to get that hard knock of color there off first. And then I'm just going to give it a little like so. You think? Yeah? And then I'm just going to come in with the Azure. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm just going to come around on the sides here. I don't want to overlap too much, get a little too much green there, you know, blue and yellow, and we'll get our green, and that would be not what I want here. So I'm just going to kind of go around the edges. So just a little color there. All right, so that's not very exciting, but that's what I'm doing right now. But it will add some depth. So I've stamped, and then I've colored. Look at that. There's our cute little guys. I'm going to go ahead and mount those. We'll just use some of our dimensionals here. Actually, we're using some scrap dimensionals. They work perfectly. Never throw away the parts of your dimensional sheets, right? So Aren't those guys cute? They're just my favorites. And then I'm going to come in with some petunia. Maybe just some hearts up here. Okay. So this is what I have so far. Let's get that focus. There we go. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. And now, lock that in. Okay, we're going to move this aside. All I need left is my azure, I think. I have also taken the liberty of cutting, oh, and they're hiding under here, of cutting some the flour, like I showed you I would. Oops, is there more? Yes, there's more. Sorry about that. And some of the flowers. So I'll be using those here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and mount this onto the petunia. And like I said, all these sizes will be in that PDF. If you want to get that, just make sure you're subscribed to that newsletter. Okay. All right. So just like that, I am going to stamp at the top. Oops. And yeah, I think I'm going to use the azure. Sending a big hug. Aww. Now I want to carefully place this right here, I think. So there's not much to this fold, right? You tend to forget that fun folds can be easy. And this one definitely screams, ooh, make thousands of me. All right, so there is the buckle. And now let's just make this card a little bit cuter. We're going to add to this our flowers here. And I also want to add some dimensionals behind this. Just going to put a couple of big dimensionals on these two. I've got a little piece of one there. Now watch what we're going to do here. You need to pop whatever you put down here in the corner. You need to pop that up. So that's why I used the straight line, what do we call those? Oh my goodness. Maybe I can think about this and type it in the comments. They're not sticks. Well, they're dimensional lines is what they are. Anyway, we have those and I'm using it. But I could do that to the curve there and then I can pop this off. So I've got it popped off like this. And now I want to add the flowers that I've cut from the dies. And I've got extras, so I'll just put some on the inside here. Hold on. There's one. Here's another. Ooh. Okay, maybe they're a little big. I gotta work on covering that. There we go. And then the other one, I have no choice but to attach via glue. So I will be very careful with this. And we all know what happens when I'm very careful. It gets everywhere, but we're going to pretend that it's not going to. Okay. And we want that to dry a little bit. All right, so here's what we have on the outside. I'm liking it. Now we're going to open it up, and of course, it needs a saying on the inside. And that's where my favorite saying from the set comes in handy. So it's there when you need it. And we'll just kind of add, we've got some extra some extra flowers that we can put on right there. So I will just, just add one inside. So here we go. So we have, whoops, there we go. This is the finished buckle card. So this is the outside, and then this is your inside. So let me know if you create one of these and how you go about creating it, because you can use all different kinds of things to create your slot, and you can use any stamp set that you can imagine to make this fun card. So in the meantime, between now and the next time that I see you, probably next Friday, I want you to have a great week, stay dry, and keep stamping. Have a good one. Bye-bye.